I finally got the courage to do my first video, which is going to be a Q&A for Life of a Lupie 101. I'm going to make this as short as possible because it's getting late. I have to work tomorrow, and I'm sure you guys have things to do tomorrow, so we're just going to get into it. You guys can find out more about me later on, but right now I just want to start with the questions because you guys have been waiting for like a week, and I said I was going to do it, and I kept putting it off, so here we go. What are some symptoms if someone thinks they may have lupus? So the most important thing is if you think you have lupus, you should definitely see a rheumatologist. They'll run the proper blood work and tests to let you know for sure if you have lupus or not. And if you don't have lupus, they will direct you to the right physician. But the symptoms that you should look out for is definitely fatigue, swelling, joint pain, just pain. It can feel like you have a cold and you really don't have a cold, if that makes sense. Migraines, rashes, anything. Just lupus will affect anything. So the next question is, how old were you and how did you find out you had lupus? So I was 18. I was finishing up my last year of college. My first year of college. I'm sorry. I was 18 and I was finishing my first year of college, and it was this summer, and it started out with these pains in my side. Y'all, those pains were so painful. Oh my goodness. But anyways, the hospital that I went to had to do emergency surgery because I had a blood clot in my lung, fluid filled in my lungs, and my intestines had also like interlooped inside each other, so they had to fix that, which I had no idea that was like symptoms of lupus. And like I said, it varies among people, so anything could happen. But after my emergency surgery, the doctors came in and they talked with my mom and my grandma and my family, and they were just asking if we knew anyone that had lupus. Of course we didn't. So they were telling them that they thought maybe I had lupus, but they didn't have the proper equipment to test me, so they sent me to another hospital that was about an hour and 30 minutes away. So I got to that hospital. They put me in ICU. At this point, I'm an emotional wreck. I'm crying because I don't know what's going on. All I know is these people just told me that I may have lupus. I'm in ICU with all these bright lights. I'm dying. That's it. I'm dying. My life is over. So they finally moved me to a regular room, and that's when they started running the test and in my eyes and things of that nature. So when I finally got to see the rheumatologist, he came and he let me and my mom know that I had lupus, but I really didn't have anything to worry about as long as I took care of myself. He said that a lot of times. So he handed me a pamphlet and he let me read it, and I read through it, and I kind of got a better understanding of what lupus was and what to do, how to manage it, things of that nature. So yeah, that's basically how I found out I had lupus. Well, I started off sick like my second semester of college. I thought I had a cold, but I really had fluid around my heart, and I was taking like cold medicine and stuff, but it wasn't getting better. So I did go to the emergency room in Winston-Salem, but they just sent me home with pericarditis, and I felt better, and they never mentioned anything about lupus. So I was really sick before I found out, and nobody knew anything. So yeah, it started out there, but it ended back home, basically. I hope that answered your question. I didn't want to go too into depth because that would just take too much time, but that's just the basics of how I found out that I had lupus. Are there certain things you can't do? My doctor he really puts an emphasis on stressing and being out in the sun and just overdoing it. Being out in the sun causes flare-ups, stressing causes flare-ups, and overdoing it definitely causes flare-ups. So if you see me spraying sunscreen on, wearing big hats, I'm not being dramatic, I'm not being bougie. I just can't do it because the sun will make me have a flare-up. Stressing does cause flare-ups. After I got diagnosed with lupus, like going back to school, having papers, having exams, just relationship stuff, and I don't even know why I was stressing over relationships, too young for that, but that stuff was just causing flare-ups, and you just have to figure out what's more important, you or the stuff that you're stressing over. Um, I know there are two types of lupus. Can you explain the differences in the two? It's actually four. I'll start with the one that I have, which is SLE, which is systemic lupus erythematosus, and that's basically internal. Basically, my body doesn't know what's good and bad. So if I get sick, my body will fight off my good stuff and my bad stuff, and it just makes stuff bad. It can cause kidney failure. It can cause swelling and fluid building up in my lungs again and things like that. So I'm actually on an immunosuppressant, which calms down my immune system because it's too hyperactive. But the immunosuppressant makes it hard for me to fight off infections. So I have to try not to get sick, or I'll just be in trouble, basically. Then there is discoid lupus. Discoid lupus is you can lose your hair with discoid lupus. You can also, I'm sorry guys, let me Google real quick because I don't know too much about discoid lupus. Yeah, discoid lupus, you can lose your hair from a skin rash. Like I've seen some individuals that get a skin rash in their scalp, and it'll cause their hair to fall out. You could get skin rashes anywhere, basically. And subacute cuteness lupus is basically in the skin. You could get sores in your skin, which can be very painful. And then there's neonatal lupus that happens in newborns, which is very sad. I hope I answered that question correctly. I am going to learn more on the other types, so don't charge it to my heart. So the next question is, how can you manage it? The best way to manage lupus is to make sure you take your medicine every day. I take medicine 3 times a day. I set alarms. I used to be really bad at it. I'm going to be honest. I used to be really bad at taking my medicine. I would forget. Or sometimes I would just be too lazy in the morning. And I would just be like, I'll be all right. I'm going to just go to class. I'm going to just go to work. I'll come back and take it when I get home. Of course, I didn't do that. So I would get sick a lot. And it was my fault. But the more I kept feeling bad, the more I was telling myself, you need to take your medicine because that's the only way you're going to feel like yourself. So the best way to manage it, take your medicine, keep a diary, write down new symptoms, old symptoms, weight gain, weight loss, anything. That way, the next time you see your doctor, you can tell them exactly what's going on. I do that with all my appointments. I take a journal, and I talk to my doctor 24/7. Any little thing, I message him, text him, call him, and let him know what's going on so he can tell me if it's serious or not, or if I need to go to the emergency room. And also, don't stress, and don't overdo it. That's the best way to manage lupus. How did it affect your relationship, friendships, family? I'll start with relationships. Lupus didn't affect my relationships. I'll just say you just have to know who's for you and who's not for you, and you just have to separate those two things, because if you can't accept me having what I have, then you don't need to be with me, and that's just plain and simple. Friendships, my friends are like the best, y'all. They are so caring. They check on me when I would get sick. They would make sure they were always there, especially my friends that I was roommates with. They were awesome. It's been times they would go get me food because I couldn't get out the bed. They would go to the hospital with me if I wasn't feeling good. Even my friends back home, they would be blowing my phone up, and I'm like, dang, y'all care about me more than I care about me. But yeah, I have awesome friends. And my family, of course, they are there. They're always there. I still hear from my family every day. They text me every day, make sure I'm okay, make sure I'm taking my medicine. If they hear any little thing about me being in the hospital, they calling or they coming. So I just love my support system. They're awesome. Are there certain eating habits you should follow or that make you feel better, or vice versa? No, I don't really have to follow any eating habits, but I do eat clean. I eat cleaner. I don't eat fried foods like I used to, and I don't eat fast food like I used to. So more of my foods is like baked or grilled, and I eat a lot of vegetables now. And I also don't drink any sodas. How often do you get flare ups? Are they triggered by anything? I would say in a month's span, I may get flare ups like 2 to 4 times a month, but that's like with me just overdoing it, stressing, and things like that. I do notice I get more flare ups when it's when I'm in school because I'm stressing. I'm just trying to do the best I can and trying to work at the same time. So I do notice that, and I do take it easy. I also get more flare ups when it's cold outside because more people are sick and I get sick. And when I get sick, that causes me to have a flare up. What can your support system do to be there for you and to self educate themselves? The best thing I would say to my support system is to please be understanding. Being understanding is just so important. Even if you don't understand what I'm going through, if what I'm telling you doesn't make sense, just be there. That's all I ask. Just be there. And get on the internet and Google and ask me questions. Like, it won't hurt my feelings if you ask me questions. I'll tell you everything you want to know. What happens during your flare up? My flare-ups can be like mild or they can be pretty severe. Now, a mild flare-up would just be like a little joint pain and fatigue, and I'll just take some pain medicine and I'll go to sleep. Now, a severe flare-up would be more like chest pains. I can't lay flat because my chest is hurting. I'm out of breath, fluid everywhere, migraines, and things of that nature. But once it gets that bad, I just go to the hospital so they can treat me. Let's see. How long you went before you were diagnosed? Foods or habits that make you flare up, and any homeopathic remedies that work for you. I would say I went about 6 months before I was diagnosed, or however many months is in a semester. I forgot, but that's how long I went before I was diagnosed. And I would say like greasy foods will make me flare up because with me having lupus, I have now developed IBS and colitis. So eating greasy foods and fast foods and things like that, that makes me flare up. So I have to eat clean or, yeah. Habits that make me flare up? Definitely stressing. I try not to stress though. I just let stuff roll off my shoulder now. At this point, it just is what it is. My health is more important, so yeah. And homeopathic remedies. I don't really have any homeopathic remedies. I use a lot of oils and aromatherapy, but if you know any that could help me so I could get off some of the medicines that I take, please let me know because that would be awesome. Guys, that was the last question. Yeah, that was the last question. I'm done. I thought I would take forever, but I also talk pretty fast. So I hope I got everything done. And I hope, I hope I got everything done. What am I talking about? I hope I answered all of you guys' questions the way you wanted me to. And if I didn't, let me know. And I will answer them better in your messages. This was my first video, so bear with me. Don't be judging me, and don't be sharing my video and talking about me, and don't be screenshotting me telling your friends that I look crazy, okay? But I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I'm gonna post a picture of me before I was diagnosed with lupus. My face was all swollen and stuff. Y'all, I look so different compared to now, but I'm gonna post a picture so y'all can see. And I was walking around thinking I was fine, and I didn't know what was going on. But y'all have a blessed night, and send me ideas because I'm not good at this video making stuff, and let me know what you think I should do next. Okay, bye bye.